Yusuf Chimiti is the one there who, he's still contracted for another few years. He looks like he's got a lot of potential, but we haven't seen him get a few games. So is it worth sort of going, he's the one we need to see more of? Because we do need to make a decision about his career to protect us as well. Not whether or not he makes it at Everton, but whether, if you give him, say, 3 games near the end of the season, whether he's actually good enough to play at that level. What do you think?
I think the most important thing is that Chimiti, you have to prove that the system works. The system of going to buy a young player from a club abroad, bringing them into the club, giving them opportunities, maybe in the under-21s or just bringing them through, and them getting them into the first team. And then the next step is that they do so well that other clubs want to buy them for a higher price. Now, that's then up to you what you want to do with that player. But that surely has to be the route. It can't just be dismissed like many others have. You know, I was just looking then at something about like players who were going to be released in this summer, and you know, one of them's Mason Holgate, who you completely forget about. And Mason Holgate is a
Still
player
alone, isn't he?
Yeah, is a player that obviously came to Everton for a really low fee, got elevated into the squad quite quickly, maybe without the grounding, and then obviously has had various amounts of, you know, success and failures. But he'll leave this summer and he'll go out with an absolute whimper, and he'll have lost most of his career to just not being part of Everton's team and being on loan and stuff. And you think, well, what was the... Surely that must be seen at the football club as a massive failure, because the plan has got to be bring these kids in young, and if they don't do it, then at least get some money for them, you know, within a couple of years or 2 or 3 years. And that's the way I look at Chimiti is that we paid £12 million for him. There was a lot of talk when he came in. Surely the club have got to be trying to promote this idea. I know the person who bought him is going to leave the football club, and it's changed time and time again, but surely there's got to be an underlying ethos at the football club to buy young players, push them through the system so that they end up first team players, and everything should be done in everyone's power to make that happen, I think. And I know it's not on David Moyes to do that, but when you look at the choices he's got, they're not exactly players that he actually... One will go back on from his loan, one's leaving on a free, and Beto, he doesn't... I don't think he particularly thinks he's that good a footballer. So I'm not saying put your eggs in one basket, but there's an opportunity to see him now and show that this player has got something. It's up to the lad, because he wasn't on the bench at the weekend, and that maybe says something about how hard he's working in training and how much the manager wants him to do, and it's on him, as it always should be. But we've got to have some kind of route for these players if we're bringing them.